welcome to the GeekBuddy, and today I'm giving a review for a movie that we already reacted in the trailer, and it is Vedha. It is Kami, today your host. Let's start with who is in the movie. This is the 125th film for Dr. Shivraj Kumar. The plot of the movie it follows two timelines. It is in the 60s and in the 80s. The two timelines are going parallel. So when the story will start, you'll see that it is like father and daughter story of revenge. From the trailer that we watched, we understood that it was a very gory movie where also the women they were also in the action involved. Usually it is men, but in this movie we see that it is the father and daughter duo. So in both storylines, you'll see really different. Like in the present, it is a bit more dark, more like going to kill people after people with the father daughter duo. And then in the 60s, we get a backstory of the father, what happened, but it's not like one story is going and then it stops and then no. They're going parallel to each other. So they're in the present in the 80s and then they turn to the 60s. And in the beginning, you will not understand why they're showing the 60s point, but as the story goes on, you will start to understand why it is connected, why this is happening, but still, they don't reveal too much. So yeah, basically the plot is the father and daughter duo going on a killing spree. You will not understand why they're killing the people. What is their mission? They have their sidekick that is helping them to go after these people, and then we also have the police woman, which is Rama. She's going after them, but she always reaches a bit too late. Like they're going out, and then when they're going out, she reaches there. I don't want to give too much information about the plot because this is a spoiler-free review. So I'll leave it up to you guys to read whatever you decide. But yeah, what I'll say is that yes, it follows two story parallel that in the end they meet. They meet and there's a reason for whatever they say, and it's mainly around the father and the daughter story and what they're doing, what happened in the past that lead them to this. All will go slowly getting together. So now I want to talk about the good things in this movie. The first thing about this movie that I would say is that it keeps you glued to your seat. Like I said before, it follows two parallel storylines of the same character, but it is 20 years of difference. So when you will see the past, you will not understand why they're showing that because it is very happy and upbeat and all. But then the present, it is very dark and gory thing. So I like the fact that even till the end of the movie, I was just sitting down waiting what will happen. Because they never reveal too much of the story that can make it predictable. When you think, okay, this movie is about this, and this will happen or this already happened, then when you reach to the end of the movie, there's a plot twist. Something you didn't expect will happen. So I like that much in a movie because usually when the movie is starting or even by half, you already feel, okay, this movie is like this, it will end up like this, but this is not the case for Vedha. So that's something I really like and enjoy in a movie. The another thing that I like is the brutal action. So usually you will see that in Indian movies, well at least the ones I have seen, the action and the gory parts, they are never like in this movie. You can see the fingers flying. You can see the head of the person just going. Usually you can see this in Western movies, but in Indian movies it's not something that I had seen, so this is very new and I liked. This movie is not for people who are weak of heart. who don't like any gory stuff. So, warning for you. If you don't like this type of things, then I wouldn't recommend this movie because it does have a lot of gory parts, a lot of scenes. So there's a lot of blood and cutting of human parts. So yes, and personally, I like that they show this raw part of the story, that they show how they do. I know I like it personally, but that doesn't mean everyone will like it. So yeah, I do give that warning for all of you. And also, if you have kids, also keep it in mind. Then the third thing that I loved is the story. The story is not just a random father and daughter killing. It has a reason why they're doing this. It is not revealed in the beginning or even in half of the movie. It is almost in the end of the movie. So the message that it gives you, the relationship between father and daughter, and then also how strong the daughter is, because she gets beaten so many times and still she keeps continuing and continuing and continuing to pursue her goal. So there are several messages. They empower women in the right way. It shows that women have that fierce spirit in themselves. My favorite character, the daughter, was very good. It was a very good character, but I would say my favorite character was Pushpa. Um, I will not say more than that, but I love her character. She's very strong. She's very determined. She has a very steady head, and yeah, she's just a very fierce woman that you just can't help but admire. So yes, the story and the message that it conveys to people, not only women, families, parents, especially fathers, that bond between them. I would say that it is not only a movie that has a message for women to be fierce and fearless, but I would say that as a whole, it has a very strong message. I'll leave it up to you guys that you watch the movie. But in my case, I got several messages, like not only as a woman, but also as a family member, that the bond between parents and daughters, I'm a girl obviously, so it gives that message of how strong a bond can be between a mom and a daughter and a father and a daughter. So yes, the story is just very good. It keeps getting better, 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 better. Like I said in my first point, it will just keep you there, continuing watching the movie. What's next? What's next? What next? And then even in the end, like I said before, it will just keep getting better and better and better. And when you think it is there, it is over, then something else is added to the story that changes your perspective of the most part of the movie. So yes, the story was very good, very well written, and that is something I do appreciate a lot in movies. And then as a bonus point, I would like to add the music. I really like the songs. The first song, when they introduced the main character, I really felt goosebumps with the voice of the singer. The starting part of the tune was so good that I just felt like in my complete body the goosebumps. I'm also a very musical person, so there are some songs I just feel them a lot. So the music was also very good, and something that I would highlight about this movie is that it doesn't have many songs. It has very few songs that they do add value to the story. It is not just random songs that are added, but they do add value to the characters. So yes, that is the bonus point that I will give to this movie. And then for the bad. For the bad, I just have one point because like I said, it is a very good story. The acting is very good. I didn't find any flaws in the acting, even of the side characters. It was just brilliant how they acted. It was funny. It was also sad. It made me cry. I think at least twice I cried in that movie. It made me cry. It made me get angry with whatever was happening. I also felt a lot of empathy towards the issue that was going on there. So be ready to have your emotions out there with this movie and take tissue paper because it did. I will not say I just cry a lot. No, I didn't. I usually don't cry, but that says a lot. That with very few movies I have cried, and this is one of the few movies that has managed to take me to that point of crying. So that part is worth it. So my bad point, I would say, um, is that in some parts the action was a bit too over the top, and by that I mean that the story is very raw, is very brutal and gory, and also the issue in the story that it is telling us and that it is narrating, it is also a very serious issue, and it's not nothing that is uncommon. It's something that sadly happens a lot, and I feel that adding a bit more of realistic action could have made the movie much better, because we're talking about serious stories, serious characters, because the character of Vedha and his daughter, they're very serious from the start, and that is something that I also want to mention, is that although they don't talk much, um, they can transmit what they're feeling, and that is very hard in acting. That with only their facial expressions, you can understand what is going with them, what is happening, the rage they feel, the sadness that they're feeling. You can understand with only their emotions. They don't talk much, but the way they show the expressions, the body language, it will 100% transmit the message that goes along with the story. So the only one thing that I find that I didn't like much, it is that in some parts, I will not say in every part, but especially in the beginning, the action sequence were a bit too over the top, too exaggerated. I would like it to see a bit more realistic, like I said, but that is the only flaw that I can find with this movie. So yes, guys, that is my perspective. That is what I'm thinking. I remind you that this is my personal opinion, but I do recommend you that you do go watch this movie. It is worth it. The star cast, the acting, the story, everything. It is worth your time. It is a movie that you will not feel why I went to watch this movie or why I wasted my time and money going to the movie theater. It is worth it. I do, like I said earlier, I do warn you that it has a lot of blood and it is very brutal action. So I advise you to take care if you have kids or if you don't like, if you have a weak stomach. But otherwise, go ahead and watch the movie. It is very good. It is worth it. And yes, I would add it to my top movies because it made me cry. So it means I connected very well with the story. So go watch if you can. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review. This is Cami. And if you have any suggestions, any feedback, leave it in your comments. We always read them. And if you haven't watched our trailer reaction to this movie, to Vedha, I recommend you that you go watch it. Also, please subscribe, like, and if you enjoyed the video, please share. We're always here. This is also your channel. Thank you for everything, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.